This is a gallery on a normal street in St John's Wood, and we're going to go inside and see what it's all about.
Hello, welcome to Benary Gallery.
Hello, thank you.
These two sculptures were taken from the Benary collection. The Benary collection is largely in storage because we have over 1,300 artworks, and showing them all at one time is not possible in this space. So what we do is we have a programme of temporary exhibitions, and where possible we use artworks from the Benary collection to illustrate those exhibitions. So for us it's really special today to have these artworks out. The first is a sculpture called Africa, and it's made by an artist called Nina Gray. And the second is a sculpture called Bottle Woman, and it's made by an artist called Jo Rose.
I think more people would probably be drawn to the Africa Nina Gray sculpture because it looks more familiar and like it has more of a resemblance to like an actual human instead of a slightly abstract figure that represents a woman.
I like this one better because like it's really colourful and attractive, but like this one's a bit more dull and it's like it doesn't really catch my eye.
If you look at her faces as well, she's very like smiley, relaxed, having a good time. Nina Gray's one is quite very serious, very stern, looking out for the young boy.
Do you think there was any personal sadness or anger that was portrayed within the sculpture when it was made?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you only have to look at the work and to feel a kind of depth of emotion. It's called Africa, and we have a sense of an African identity, but it's not something that I feel is very overplayed. The piece is very universal. Although it was made many years ago, the message is just as relevant today. This kind of image, every time we turn on the television, pick up a newspaper and hear about the migration crisis, these are the kind of images that we are bombarded with every day.
I think a problem for me with art is that people put too much meaning on some of the artwork. I think it applies especially to the Bottled Woman sculpture because it's got a lot of patterns on it and shapes and lines, and people in the group especially have been inferring loads of things about like society and how it holds people back, but like it could mean loads of things. It makes it all a little bit confusing because everyone sees loads of things differently and it's not like a defined answer.
So for the Jo Rose sculpture, what's the story behind it?
We know that he was born in Germany, that he suffered persecution because he was against the Nazi regime, and we know that he then came to England, had some art education here, and then moved to Australia. And we can see the influence perhaps of Aboriginal work. I see the influence of a French sculptor called Niki de Saint-Phal, who made very large, vibrant female sculptural forms, very like this in the kind of colouring. And so we think this is an artist who had a troubled life, but towards the end of his life, he's making this wonderfully expressive, exuberant work, and you can see that through his work, perhaps he's able to overcome the traumas that he went through as a young man.
I think the most important thing I've learned today is that it doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. You can always show your talent out and become who you want to be, who you've dreamt of being.